Hey everybody, welcome to my garage. This will be kind of my first almost gear review with the 360. So something that I kind of want to start doing, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so welcome to my garage. Take a look around if you want. It's kind of a mess, but I wanted to kind of bring you in here and kind of walk you through some of the gear and stuff that I used on the New River Trail State Park trip that I just got back from. So literally we just got back last night. All this stuff is still here, all packed up, and I just wanted to kind of like run through everything and kind of talk about what I used, what worked, what didn't work, what the trail was like a little bit, that kind of thing. So first off, the bike, it's an older bike, the 26er. Hard rock, Specialized hard rock. I've had the bike for like 10 years and never really did much to it. And this past few months, I really kind of stripped it down, cleaned up a lot of it, updated a lot of it, and it's running like a dream right now. And I love riding this bike. I know it's not the most expensive but fanciest bike, but you know what? It's got two wheels. It rolls, and I have a great time riding it. So let's kind of jump in here. I don't know where to even start. So let me start by this. This is a tip that I don't know where I picked this up, somewhere along the lines, but I always, whenever I go on a trip, whether it's backpacking, whatever, I always bring a car bag. And in the car bag is a clean pair of clothes, clean pair of shoes, and like a water bottle, and depending, maybe some snacks. I also pack a cooler, just a small cooler. This is an Ice Mule cooler, and usually I'll pack like maybe a couple beers and definitely always coffee, like the canned Starbucks double shots or something like that in here. It's just like awesome to get back to the car and you have like some snacks, some drinks, and this cooler does a really good job at keeping drinks cold. I wouldn't put like food products in here, but keeping drinks cold and stuff like that for a couple days on a 3-day, 2-night, this works perfect. Let's see here. I guess camera bag, we can talk about that. You know, as a photographer, I always have to bring a camera bag. It's kind of the one thing that I wish I didn't have to take sometimes, but I don't think I could live without bringing my camera with me. This is the Low Pro Photo Sport. I believe this is the 250. It's the bigger one. Awesome bag. For backpacking and stuff like that, going on little short day hikes, you really got to have a comfortable bag. And this one is great because essentially I almost bought it just for this purpose here. These load lifters on the straps. It's got a nice hip belt. Before I got this, I was using the Pro Tactic and just found that it wasn't as comfortable. It was kind of rigid, just wasn't that comfortable for like longer trips. But inside here, I have this like fleece buff. This thing is fantastic. You know, you can wear it around your neck, you can wear it on your head. Awesome little hat. Love this thing. I don't remember where I got it from. It's called Turtle Fur. Probably got it on Amazon. It's where I get most of everything from, as most people do. Lens. This is another buff. This is like a lighter weight buff though. I use this one kind of the majority of the time. It got in the 50s and 60s was the temp. So this, you'll see probably from the video, I'm wearing this one a lot. I have a bunch of these. But this is great. You know, you can wear it again around your neck, or, you know, it's a buff. You can wear it like a buff. So awesome. Bug spray, didn't need bug spray. I just bring it now just because like we've gotten really lucky in all of our summer trips that we've taken. We've camped in June here locally, and the bugs were like out, but not horrible. And we camped in August at Crabtree Falls and hardly any bugs. So I just keep bringing the bug spray. And I think that just bringing it, the camping gods have like kept the bugs away. They're like, well, you got bug spray, you're good. I bring this as a rain jacket. I don't think I've ever actually used it in all the trips that we've taken this past year. I just got this, super lightweight. It's the Frog Togs. I got like the whole like ultralight suit, you know, pants and jacket. I think it was like 20 bucks. Super lightweight, super easy. Always bring that. Oh, and I guess this was just in there. I didn't realize I even had that in there. And then for my camera, for my photo camera that I bring backpacking, I actually use the Canon M100. This thing is tiny. Look how small this camera is. Excuse me. Let me get this off. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it off because I have the Peak Design clip on the bottom, the tripod clip there, and it catches on the body. But what I do have, what I did get that's awesome. So the M100 is a crop sensor camera, and so I'm a full frame camera kind of guy. I shoot professionally with a Canon 5D Mark IV, but that camera for backpacking is you know, too big unless I'm going with a specific need or whatever. But just for like fun trips, I always bring the M100, and then I have the the Metabones Ultra Boost. That thing is awesome. It essentially eliminates the crop factor on any lens for a APS-C sensor, like a smaller sensor size. So it eliminates the crop factor, so then in turn makes every lens what it actually is. So I have the 14 millimeter 1.8 Sigma on here. I went with this pretty much the entire time. I did bring a 40 millimeter Pancake. But the other cool thing with the Metabones is that you actually gain almost a stop of light. So this 1.8, and on this camera you get like a 1.2, so it's kind of awesome. So, you know, an f4 lens turns into a 2.8 lens, 2.8 lens turns into like a 1.4 lens. It's kind of cool because, you know, just you Google it and look up how it works. I'm not gonna do a whole review on how the Metabones Ultra Boost works. Awesome though, fantastic. If you have an APS-C or a crop sensor camera, get that, and you can use any professional lens with it without having to worry about a crop factor. That's pretty much it. I did bring the Zoom H3 VR audio recorder. I did a little bit with this, didn't really do a whole lot. Basically used my GoPro Fusion for a lot of the video that I shot. But that's basically what's in here. I did bring, oh, so yeah, I might as well talk about this stuff too. Tripod, Joby tripod, awesome, bendy arms. It's the smallest, lightest tripod I have, so this is what I usually bring if I'm backpacking. And when I'm bikepacking, I don't really take into consideration the weights of things like so much because it's not being carried on my back. Obviously, I'm not trying to carry like 90 pounds worth of stuff, but you know, I try to be a little bit conscious about that. So this is a thing I kind of created. This is the like selfie stick that came with my GoPro Fusion. I didn't really like it for that, but it's kind of cool. It has these feet that fold out like this. And so what I did, and let me get the my trekking pole here. So what I did here is I kind of cut the extending part. You know, there's multiple sections, so I found one that kind of fits my trekking pole inside of it, and then I put this little screw on here, and so now my trekking pole can attach a GoPro to the top, and then it has feet. So what my GoPro is now is the Manfrotto 360 stand, which is essentially this. It's a selfie stick / walking stick with a tripod base to it that can screw and unscrew. But this I bring on, you know, backpacking adventures and stuff like that. It's a little bit more lightweight, and the trekking pole is an actual trekking pole, not like just a walking stick kind of deal. I don't really like using that as a walking stick because it's for my camera. So this is what I brought, which is awesome. And I did bring trekking poles on a bike packing trip, which is kind of a little bit pointless, but at the same time, I'm glad I did, because I use these to do porch mode. With my tarp setup, I'll put it in tarp mode, and then it's kind of double purpose because I use it as, you know, my selfie stick. I kind of like hold it out, or, you know, when I was riding, I was kind of holding it down or out or whatever while riding. And then, like I said, I would use it on the little stand there. And normally I don't bring the stand for backpacking. I'll just shove this in the ground and kind of like hope that it doesn't fall over. You know, because you want to be as weight conscious as possible with that kind of thing. So I guess can roll through. I don't know what that noise is outside. Sorry, I'm in my garage and sounds like someone's car is breaking down. Anyway, padded shorts for biking. Thought it would be silly. This was awesome. Chris had a sore butt. I did not. My butt feels great today. Today is the day after riding 57.7 miles. If you're going to ride any distance, I recommend padded shorts. It kind of feels weird at first, but you know, it's fantastic. It has this pad inside of it. You just make sure that they're on nice and tight. Padded shorts, awesome. These were the shorts that I wore. These are just Columbia cargo shorts. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. I have this like really cool Nike fitted outerwear kind of deal. Love it. It's a little bit thicker than normal long sleeves, and it has like a real high collar on it. This is super comfortable. And then it has those little like thumb dealies through here, so you can kind of like get it down over your wrist if you have gloves on for like an extra little bit of warmth. That's also awesome. This was actually in my car, but that's just a long sleeve athletic wear shirt. Brought this. Love these fleeces this is Under Armour. I think I got a couple of these at an outlet at some point, but they're great. The only thing I wish with this is that it was a full zip, and that maybe it had like little pockets in the side. But otherwise, I mean, whatever. They're awesome. It's thin, it's lightweight, it's warm. That's all you can ask for. Puffy, just got this puffy this year. This is North Face down jacket. Worked really well. This is the first trip I ever took it on. I was plenty warm with this. I think the first night I was wearing like this with like shorts. And you know, at night when in the 50s, this came in handy. I would basically be wearing this with like a short sleeve shirt or maybe a long sleeve shirt underneath. But it really didn't get like that cold to where you needed to really bundle up. I would like put it on and get hot and then unzip it. But this was really fantastic to have. I'm glad I brought it. Real quick, water bottles, also important. I carry 2 on the bike here and here. On the New River Trail, plenty of water. Water was like everywhere. There was multiple sources of water along the way. You know, didn't need a water filter or anything like that. I think I brought one because originally we thought that this trail was going to be a little bit more primitive than it was. It was very much so not primitive. So if you're looking for a primitive bike packing trip, the New River Trail may not be for you. It was a really kind of like leisurely kind of trail. So I guess some more kit. These are Rock Brothers bags. I understand, you know, Rock Brothers probably isn't like the most high end in bags, but this one holds a cell phone in the top here. And I carried this one on the front of my bike here, up close to the handlebars. And obviously I kept my phone in it. Could throw my gloves in there. Hand sanitizer. I did bring this extra flashlight, not knowing if we would need it, but I can mount it up here on my bike. And we ended up doing a, I'm sorry I keep like rubbing my nose if I'm coughing. I'm kind of sick. I meant to do all this before we left, but I was even sicker then, so now I'm doing it. But did use this once. The first night we were there is nice, so we went for like a little night ride. This was way better than having just the headlamp. So brought it. Maps, camp gear, campsite info on that, and then thermometer because I wanted to know what temperature it was. So that was that. This held all my bike tools, any tools that I brought with me, and this kind of sat right here on the bike. You know, multi-tool, other multi-tools specifically for bikes, pressure gauge, and some zip ties, and an extra spare tube. Didn't need any of that. And even if we would have run into trouble, there were so many people out on that trail that somebody would have been able to stop and help us along the way. So that's that. Other little Rock Brothers bag, and this one came as a set with this one, and I'll kind of get into this bag a little bit, but these two gray bags came as a set together. They're supposed to be used as handlebar bags. I used that one on the back. To get back into it, small Rock Brothers bag. I would keep this one on the front here. And just kept like extra stuff in this, that some of this stuff I didn't really need, like a bike lock. We didn't use this. We actually used this on the trip up. We locked the bikes when we stopped for lunch. We locked them on the rack on the bike, or on the car. Water stuff. I brought a water filter because again, I wasn't sure what the water situation was going to be. It said that there was water supplies, but there's not a whole lot of info out there on the trail, so I brought this, and I did bring like a 3-liter water bladder for the campsite so that we would have water at the campsite for cooking and whatnot, which I'm glad I brought that because the water spigots were not far but not close, so if you needed little bits of water you would have to walk and get it and bring it back. I always bring like a little bit of rope, maybe 8 feet of am steel just as like an accessory line, put it up between 2 trees. Knee braces, didn't use those just in case because I have bad knees because I'm old. Fleece gloves in case I got cold, didn't use those. And this like microfiber towel, brought it in case I wanted to go swimming, didn't go swimming because it was too cold. So that was that bag. I guess I'll get into the other Rock Brothers bag. So this one I had kind of like up here on the back of the bike, and on here I have this attachment for the GoPro, which actually was here on the bike so that I could get an upper perspective for doing these videos. Then I attached the other trekking pole, so I did bring both of them, which was just for multi-purpose items. Did bring a camp chair, which was a necessity. I did order a lighter weight version from Sierra Madre, so whenever that comes via Kickstarter, looking forward to that. So I don't have to carry around this one. This one's like over 2 pounds or something like that. And then this bag is made to kind of be a handlebar bag, so it's supposed to be here, then that other smaller bag goes kind of on the front there. I didn't use it like that. Like I said, I strapped it to the back. And this was kind of like my food bag. So I kept all my food, my cook kit in there. And then I have my lock sack. All that's left in there now is just one Mountain House meal. But, we did, Chris did some Packet Gourmet. I did some Mountain House and Backpacker's Pantry. But yeah, our food was awesome. We ate very well. Did not go hungry at all. And then I think I just have like toiletry items in here, some extra bits. We weren't sure if there was going to be like what the food storage situation was going to be. I called ahead and asked, and they said that there was no hooks at the campsites to hang food, but there definitely were. Each campsite had actually hammock stands and a place to hang your food and trash and stuff from the little hooks in the campsite. So I brought this in case we needed to hang food. Did not need to hang food. Bear line, didn't need that. Trash, didn't even need this. We just kind of like made our meals, and then every campground we were at had trash available. And then my toilet paper wipes bag. Nothing special. This is my cook kit. This is the first time kind of using this kind of cook kit. I got this spoon because I wanted a smaller spoon. I was trying to make my cook kit smaller. This is kind of like a little sil nylon baggie. But I wanted a spoon that was a little bit smaller so that it would fit in, and it's still just a little bit too big. You know, the other one I have is like a titanium spoon, but this one is an Optimus spoon, and it's plastic and it extends and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I like the plastic. I kind of like the metal just for the fact that if you need to sanitize it, you can run it through a fire. This you cannot. I learned that the hard way. I sanitized it a little bit too long and kind of burnt it a little bit. But so not sure if that's really going to come anymore. I have the titanium Optimus windscreen, super cool. I have the Dutchware 750 mil Cookpot here. Super great, super versatile. Little stand. Not sure who this stand is made by at all, but in order to get it to fit inside the Cookpot, normally it wouldn't fit in here like that, but I just basically cut like a 1/4 inch off of the tip of each foot here so that it would fit inside there. And then inside here I kind of take a bandana and wrap it, and then inside there is a little lighter. My stove, this is from BRS. I actually saw this one from, I'm going to give Frozen a shout out. Never met Frozen, but I'm going to talk about him like I do know him. But watching his video, he actually recommended this one. It's so tiny. It's a titanium stove from BRS. Got it on Amazon, 15 bucks. Awesome. And then small canister. All of that fits neatly into the cook pot. And that's fantastic. I guess next up we'll talk footwear. I brought my Ultra Timps. They're not really biking shoes, but I just love wearing them and they're comfortable, and knew that this wasn't going to be like an intense biking trip. So I went with these darn tough socks. All of this smells horrible. I'm glad you can't smell it because it's used. So that, and then the panniers. I have the Ortlib Classic. I have 2 of these, obviously, because you have 2 panniers. On the outside here, I brought this little hatchet. This is the Grylls hatchet. Super small. I brought it to process wood, used it a little bit. Came in handy. This is my ground sheet. It's a 2 foot by 6 foot ground sheet. I put this underneath my hammock to put all my stuff, which was useful on night number 2. So I'll go through the items in this. I almost said food bag. Normally I use this as my food bag, but today it's my clothes bag. Osprey, this is a 12-liter bag from Osprey, ultralight. Have pants, North Face pants, super comfy. Short sleeve shirt. Leggings, did not wear these leggings at all. Did not need them. Right Stuff socks. Or just the right, not the Right Stuff. That's in the whatever boy brand, New Kids on the Block, the Right Stuff. Sorry. These are just the Right socks. WRIGHT, Right socks. Awesome. Double layer. fantastic. Comfortable, lightweight. This is what I slept in. It's just a little Champion thermally type deal. It's just lightweight, it's comfy, it's warm, soft. I like to sleep in it. And then I wore shorts to sleep in as well. And these again are just kind of like athletic shorts, no big deal. Underwear. You don't need to see that. And then I think I had a pair of like puffy socks somewhere. Didn't even wear those, wasn't cold enough. I use this Climate Sit Pad as like a calf ridge reducer. Kind of goes, or even for my heels, goes either under my heels or under my legs to kind of give me a little bit more comfort on my leg area. Pillow. I know pillows are like a big conversation in the hammock world. This pillow, some people might gawk at the weight and the size of it, but you know what? This is kind of like my comfort item. It's a Coupe Pillow. It's a Coupe travel pillow, C-O-O-P. And what you do is you buy it and you can remove the stuffing from it. So I removed a majority of it and it's super flat, but it gives you a little bit better comfort level, in my opinion. Like I was having issues with inflatables, and when you lay your head on them, the air kind of pushes out to the side, so then it's pretty much pointless. And then I just attached this little shot cord to the tag here with a small carabiner on the end. I'd like to eventually get a smaller carabiner than this one. And then I have a Dutchware Chameleon, and I just clip that to one of the inner pack hooks that are in there. And get a little pillowcase, and then you can just wash this after your trip. And then this is my, which one is this? This is my 10 degree hammock gear top quilt. I don't need to really take it all the way out. Just got this and first time using it. Night number one, I actually woke up in the night sweating because it was so warm. But once I kind of like got it off of me and vented it a little bit, I think I just kind of like tucked myself in a little bit while I was sleeping and got too warm. So night number one, woke up a little bit sweaty, vented it, and then it got breezy and I ended up sleeping like a baby. Night number two, I unzipped the foot box and just used it kind of like a giant down blanket and was like insanely comfortable. It was awesome. Both nights awesome. I can't wait to actually use it in like colder temps. Let me get down here. Camp shoes. These are my $8 Walmart Crocs. Not the most comfortable things. They tend to like wear and tear on your feet if you like walk around a whole lot, but as long as you're not walking around, or if you just wear socks with them, they're super comfy. And then I tied this little rope with a tiny little keychain carabiner through here, and then they just kind of like loop to each other, and I can hang them on a bag or whatever. I had them carabiner to my other pannier there. They just clip onto this carabiner on the side. And then on here, I have my tarp attached here. This is a Chill Gorilla Fortress. It's got the doors, it's a 12-foot tarp, still nylon. I really like it. I removed all the hardware from it that it came with, including like the D-rings and stuff, and added my own shock cord, my own ridgeline, which of course I blinged out with Dutchware stuff. I have stingers on the end, non-continuous ridgeline. But I've been dumped on in this thing, and it has kept me dry through and through. Awesome tarp. Get some of this stuff up here. There's all kinds of stuff. All right. Hammock suspension. I use 15-foot hammock straps. Dutch beetle buckles. I don't think I really need to take them out of the bag, but you can kind of see them in there. 15 footers, 15 feet is probably always too much, but I have needed 15 feet, so that's why I have it. I don't need it all the time, but when I do need it, I have it. And then my stake bag, I have 4 titanium nail stakes for the tarp tie-outs with hookworms on the end, and that's how I adjust the tension on the tarp. That's in here with a couple other little skinny titanium stakes that I use for the other tie-outs for the chameleon. That's all in here in a little sil nylon sack. It's my Ditty Bag. This is just a Sea to Summit bag. I have my first aid kit with all kinds of meds, bandages, that kind of stuff. I have my battery pack in here, which this is a RAV Power. I think it's like a 22,000. It's way too much for what I use, but I bring the camera gear, so I bring this extra thing. Sometimes I have like a fan and like other stuff. I have 2 of these. I don't ever bring 2 of them, but I have this one, and I bring this one usually. What else is in here? Headlamp, Nightcore headlamp, super awesome. And then the ever famous, oh my god, hang time hook. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. I broke the hook that it came with, so put a magnet on there. I like the magnet a lot better. I don't have to worry about it breaking. And then the second part to the thermometer, I normally would put this one, that other one stayed in the bag on the bike, and then this one kind of like was in the hammock, so I can kind of look at it and be like, oh, it's only 55 degrees, which is what it ended up getting down to. I think was the low for our trip was about 55. So that's that. Hammock, chameleon, with an ASIM bug net and a sidecar on it. I ripped my bug net by accident this trip, so I need to fix that. I hang my glasses over top of the ridgeline, and I think one of the corners or the screws or something caught and ripped it. So I'm gonna have to re-sew that. I'm not gonna take this out. It's Moroccan blue, and the sidecar is orange to match all my stuff. But I love the chameleon. I mean, this hammock is awesome, super comfy. What else is in here? This is the second part. This is like the other little chamois microfiber cloth, puffy socks that I didn't use, still rolled up, and my underquilt. This is a 0 degree hammock gear underquilt, super comfy again. I ended up venting it like a little bit to kind of add to the comfort level because it was probably too warm to use this as a 0 degree. But I was super comfortable warmth wise. I mean, I had no issues of being cold at all on this trip. I think that's it. I think that's all the stuff. One thing I'll say about the bike upgrades, I added these little forward facing handles. That was kind of nice to give my arms a little bit different of a feel rather than just riding the whole time, you know, in standard configuration. It gave my arms a little bit of a break. Another nice thing is I upgraded the shock to a RockShox fork, and you can lock this out right here on the handlebars. That was awesome for a couple areas in the park to have a lockable front fork. But the rest of it, I mean, you could really ride that trail with any bike. I mean, there's people out there with road bikes, there's people out there with mountain bikes, there's people out there with BMX bikes, there's kids, age range from, you know, children to elderly. People out there riding trail is incredibly easy. You know, I recommend it to anybody looking to either get into bike packing or into bike packing and they just want to kind of like get out and do more of it. It was really kind of like an awesome trip. And if you haven't checked out the full video that I did of the whole trip, you should check that out on my channel. I could link it. I'll do the whole link thing wherever the link is going to be. You can find that, or just visit my channel and you can find that. But aside from that, I think that's it. I'm going to go and throw all this nasty clothes in the laundry because they smell really bad, and kind of air out some of the rest of this stuff and get it kind of airing out and clean up, do some maintenance stuff here. But anyway, that's kind of it for what I got. Thanks, guys.